Let's say you have an amazing image of a horse, but there's a wire in front of it. It could be another image of a different thing behind a wire, but in this case, it's a horse, and you want to remove this wire. So far, I've shown you how to remove just like the most minor of zits. So this is kind of a whole other ballgame, but it's using exactly the same techniques. So let's start with the stamp tool, and then let's go on to the healing brush. So always start by creating a new layer. I'm going to use the right square bracket key to increase the size of this brush, and then I'm just going to sample from here. And already, we're in a place that is much better than before. Now, one thing when you're working with something that's more than just a single zit is you want to make sure that you're constantly sampling from different areas. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to try and get rid of all of this. Now, the issue that you get into aren't areas like this black area. You could do that. You could figure copy and paste. It's really It's really easy to do that. It's areas like here. How do you get rid of this? Even if I were to try to do it like this, sure, I could kind of maybe, if I work for a while, get it almost good, but this looks terrible. I mean, we can all agree this looks terrible. So I'm going to go back a little bit. And one of the most difficult things with the stamp tool is making sure to always maintain the edge. So if I want to get rid of this area right here, I can't copy and paste from here and then copy and paste from here. And yes, I'm just going to call it copy and paste because you'll never get it quite right. I mean, like there, it almost looks like it might work, but here, like, poof, forget it. Like, and here, oh my God, yeah, you're not going to get it doing it this way. That's just impossible. It's not impossible. I'll show you how, but using it like this, that's really hard. So we're going to step back, and the way to do it is the most important thing with the stamp tool is go from one edge to another edge. So I'm going to copy from here and then paste onto this edge here. And I'm using the edges as always the starting point. So always use the edges and the copying of edges as a starting point. So if I want to get rid of this, I'm going to want to go to this edge and then just copy and paste it down here. And again, I kind of like calling it copy and paste because that's all it is. All that the stamp tool is doing is saving you from needing to like make a selection, copy it, move it on down, and then paste it. So you'll notice that even inside of here, I'm still looking at edges. If I want to get rid of this area, there's a whole edge right here. And if I were to copy from here and go like this, it suddenly looks mushy. Do you see that? Here, let me zoom in. I'm going to just actually zoom in on all of this. See how it like just kind of has a mushy feel when I do it like that? Always look for the edge. There's an edge here. I'm just going to copy that down. And this is the sort of thing, it takes practice. So I've included this, in all of the images as example images for you to practice with. But what I suggest you do is you could pick any image and just see, can I take something out of it? And sometimes it's impossible. Or sometimes it is so hard as to not be worth it. All right, so I want to point out something that I did right here. I decreased the size of the brush. So my brush was this size, and I was like, how do I get rid of this? And the answer is I can't, not with a brush this size. So if you're looking at this and you're saying there's no place to copy and paste it from, what you need to do is zoom in and decrease the size of the brush just by using that left square bracket key. So we'll get back to this tough section in a little bit. I want to get all of the easy bits out first. So what do we have? I'm going to increase the size of the brush, get rid of this right here. That looks pretty sexy. Get rid of this right here. I was saying something before this that was infinitely fascinating. What was I talking about? I was talking about the need to always maintain edges. Oh, you can take out objects from just about any image, and I'm going to have some time-lapsed examples later in this course where I really try to take objects out of images that are best to give up on, just to kind of sort of prove that some images it is worth taking this time to take an object out of. Like this image with the wire, it's not so bad at all taking this out of. Like, it will take time. It will, if you were to try this, I would be surprised, especially if it's your first time using this tool. If you can get it in under, half an hour or so, because it's one of those tools, it just kind of takes practice. I know for a fact that I am making it look far easier than it is, and that's just, I've been using it longer than I care to admit. I've spent more of my life dedicated to getting good at the stamp tool than any human ever should. So yeah, some images there's ways to get the to get an object out of it. Some images there really isn't. All right, so I'm trying to use the stamp tool right here, and I'm having a very difficult time. So I want to introduce you. Yeah, is that how the mouth goes? I don't know. Here, let's get it going like this. I'm kind of making this up. Yeah, sure, that's how a horse's mouth is. This area right here gets to be very difficult